record.
Welcome back. Ever-changing announcements about tariffs continue to dominate the headlines. But what does this mean for businesses trying to navigate the changes? Joining us now is Chris Setti. He's the CEO of the Greater Peoria Economic Development Council. Thank you so much for being here.
Well, thanks for the invitation.
So how are the recent national economic developments like the tariffs, shifting trade policies, impacting Peoria's key industries like manufacturing and agriculture?
Yeah, you know, it's been an interesting couple of months, right? As we've kind of shifted back and forth with some different trade policies or some different announcements, and I think that the main issue really has been uncertainty. And you know, businesses like to be able to plan for the future, right? They want to be able to plan for their supply chains and what their customers, you know, might need and pricing. And so we've seen a lot of shifting, and that's most of the complaints that I've heard, is that nobody's exactly sure how these tariffs and other sorts of policies are going to impact them. And I think, like anything, it kind of cuts both ways. There might be some winners in this, and there might be some losers in this. I think everybody's just looking forward to having some certainty that then they can plan around.
Definitely. I mean, companies can't plan long term if they don't know what long term is going to look like. So, so you kind of touched on this, but are there any local businesses perhaps who could benefit from these tariffs? Well,
yeah, I mean, I think that sometimes people forget that we actually have a steel mill, you know, in the Peoria area, in Bartonville, in Liberty Steel, and in speaking with them very recently about the impact of the announced 50% tariff on yes. imported steel. That's something that actually supports them because they've really struggled to compete against foreign steel, particularly Chinese steel. So that allows them to be much more profitable and be able to invest in their plant. But simultaneously, we hear from construction companies and other companies in the manufacturing space. I was part of a conversation recently with agriculture that's worried about the cost of imports on things like potash and other sorts of products that impact the agricultural community. So I think, again, it's just one of those things that there's going to be winners and losers in any sort of policy from any sort of administration, regardless of the politics. It would just wait to see how it all kind of plays out.
Yeah, it's got to take it day by day. Yeah. And so it's not the ideal thing to do, but hey. So I wanted to actually ask you about a trade mission that you went on a couple of months ago. You went on a trade mission alongside Governor Pritzker to Mexico. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
It was a great trip. I'd never been to Mexico City before. The state of Illinois is always looking to build its relationships, and you know, the opportunity to go to Mexico City and really, and this was actually, interestingly enough, it was the day before the first kind of set of tariffs were released, right? Liberation Day, as the president called it at the time. So it was very interesting to be there before that because nobody exactly knew what was going to happen. And obviously, there's a lot of trade between Illinois and Mexico for exports and for imports. And so really great opportunity to meet with Mexican business leaders. We have a Mexican-owned company in our region, in your broadcast area in Henry. The Mexicam Orbia factory that's up there is a Mexican-owned business. So great opportunity to meet with those folks, but then also just be able to showcase the state of Illinois and then, for me, the Greater Peoria area to potential future foreign investment.
Yeah, do you foresee yourself going on future trade missions?
You know, I always love to be invited, right? So I was just at Select USA in early May. It's the world's largest, or the country's largest, trade show for foreign direct investment. Went there as part of Team Illinois, got to meet people from all over the world. I think it's important. People do business with people that they know. And for a lot of foreign countries and foreign companies, they've never heard of Peoria. To the extent they've heard of Illinois, they know about Chicago.
Right.
So when they get a chance to meet with us and others from Central Illinois, we're able to really showcase what we have to offer them. And so I look forward to taking other sorts of trade missions just for that familiarity, if nothing else.
Yeah, trade is so important to economic development.
It's all relationship based.
Absolutely. Chris, thank you so much for being here. And don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with some sports.